For tonight's dinner, I'm going to cook a Mexican recipe. So I'm going to cook a sweet corn and pepper flan. I've already got some potato wedges on to go with this, and I'm going to do some green beans as well. But yeah, this looks fairly simple. Just got some sweet corn in it and some need to make a base for it. For the filling, there's just some sweet corn, red pepper, orange pepper, some onion, garlic, chilli, bit of oil and tomato sauce that you can make from another page of this. And then it says to put some vegan cheese on the top. So I think we'll do that. I'm using sort of pre-cooked sweet corn out of a can, so I don't need to do the first step, which is cooking them in a pan until they're tender and draining them. So I'm going to skip that bit and go straight to stage 2, which is melting some vegan butter in a pan with the sweet corn. So I'm going to use about half of this sweet corn for the base and half of the filling, and then add the flour and baking powder to it and making it into the pastry. Now the butter is all melted, I've put the sweet corn in, so I'm just going to get my potato masher and mash it up a little bit so it's a bit more sort of pulp than each corns. Now I've mashed them up a bit, I'm going to put the flour in. And a heaped teaspoon of baking powder, and then I'm going to mix it all up into a dough. I've put some flour on my worktop, got my rolling pin out, and now I'm going to take this sort of dough and try and press it together, and then roll it out into a sort of thin crust so I can line my little tins. So I've got my little flan or tart tins with a removable bottom, so I'm going to try and get maybe 4 of these out of the recipe. So there's my first one in the little tin. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to cook these in the oven, preheated oven, for about 5 minutes, just to sort of pre-bake them before I put the filling in. Yeah, so I've got some more there, so I'm going to make some more. There's my 3 flans tins ready to go with the pastry in. I've got a 4th one that's sort of a hodgepodge, sort of covered most of it, but I thought I might as well cook that anyway. But these ones look quite good, quite pleased with those. So for the filling, I've got orange pepper, a red onion, some garlic and the sweet corn. So I'm just going to put the peppers, onion and garlic in a pan and cook them, and then when they're ready add the sweet corn to it and some chopped tomatoes to make a sort of tomatoey sauce, and then that'll be ready to go into the pans when they're finished cooking. While everything's cooking away, I'm just going to grate some of this cheese. So this is the brand of cheese we use whenever we have it, Bio Life. It's quite a good cheese for pizzas and Mexican stuff like this. The peppers and onion and garlic have all been cooking for 10 minutes now, so they're ready. I've got my sweet corn, so I'm going to put that in and mix that all in. I'm also going to put my tomatoes in, so instead of a tomato sauce I'm just going to use some chopped some tomatoes. I think that'll be okay. The tomato sauce recipe was pretty much just tomatoes and a bit of onion. So yeah, so I've got those in, mix that up, and then that can go into the base. So here's my bases, here's my filling. So I'm just going to spoon these in and fill them up to each of those, and then they can go in the oven for 30 minutes, and then the grated cheese just goes on at the end when you get them out, and it'll just melt with the heat from the oven. The flan is out of the oven now. Here it is without the cheese on. So we've got our wedges, some green beans, and the lovely looking flan. So I'm quite pleased with the way it's come out. It's quite nice. So now I'm just going to put some cheese on the top. So I'm just going to put a little bit on, leave it for a minute or so just to melt on the top from the heat.